Good morning. Thank you for visiting our vlog. We are so thrilled that you're tuning in to hear my Dr. Jacqueline DuPont Gerontologist blog. And it really, today is going over some great topics that no one likes to talk about. So I'm kind of hitting on three important topics, but yet they aren't the most popular. Number one is family fighting, end-of-life disagreements. What is going on in our country, or actually in our world, with Alzheimer's dementia is a very difficult, devastating disease. It's difficult. It's difficult on everyone, on the caregiver, on the family, and of course on the person. However, we really need to be prepared. And being prepared for end-of-life issues is something a lot of cultures, a lot of religions, a lot of people don't like to do. And I'm here to tell you it's critical. I've seen too many fights, infighting, outfighting, durable power of attorney fighting, executor, trustee fighting, and a lot of times it is all about money and greed. But then many other times it is about control. It's just different views from different people seeing the illness in a different way. And we all need to come together and really note that that's not going to accomplish anything. It makes the disease much worse. It makes it much worse for the older person who's aging and has a disease. It makes it worse for the facility they may be in. It makes it very uncomfortable, very difficult. And usually the physicians are very conflicted and they feel conflicted. So that's not a good place to be. How can we make this better? I think families and older adults in general need to plan better. When you're healthy, start thinking about who's going to be my power of attorney, who's going to be my executor, who's going to be my fiduciary, who is going to manage my money, who's going to manage my health, and that person really needs to be communicated with. Communicate with that person, tell them your wishes. Make it really clear, and just note that they have to be trustworthy. And when it comes to divorce in America, it's been, quite rapidly increasing, and divorce has caused some of these issues. You may have stepchildren, you may have a new spouse who's in charge, or an older spouse who's been around forever, but still the stepmother, stepfather, and these children are conflicted. And no one really likes to talk about this, but I have to tell you, it is important that the older adults' wishes be respected. And for them to be respected, everyone needs to communicate and honor each other. No manipulation, no changing of the trust at the last minute, no capacity issues. So we have older adults with dementia, obviously, and the numbers are rising. These older adults change. When they get the disease, they change. When do they change? They change early on. Research shows that personality changes and paranoia and all kinds of mild cognitive impairment cause these personality changes early on. So changing that older adult's trust at that time is not appropriate. And I'm tired of too many lawyers getting involved and changing trusts at the time when capacity is questioned, and then yelling at us for doing a mini mental when they're admitted, or our doctor looking at them, or there's such a manipulation going on, and we are really tired of seeing it. Social workers, gerontologists, doctors, they're always put in the middle. It's getting to be old. So I really hope and pray families can really sit down with their loved ones and get it just worked out when the person's healthy, they have great capacity, and their wishes need to be respected. That's really critical. So in the last 25 years, I've seen everything from, wives wanting their husbands treated one way, and the children wanting them living in another situation, or wanting them on different medications, or wanting them with different doctors, or it's just a struggle. And it's hard to be a peacemaker and keep it all going. I know it's difficult, but try your best to put yourself in the other person's shoes when it comes to the health questions. Try to understand where the spouse is coming from, where the daughter's coming from. because it is, a really difficult time. But making your wishes known more specifically would help that situation. So again, older adults need to get out there, make their wishes known. We might need a little bit of tort reform because these cases are coming up weekly. I had a daughter the other day tell me, I can't stand seeing my sister. I said, well, I'm sorry, but visiting your mom's really important. I'm sure you overlook your differences, but you seem really distraught. She says, well, my sister stole $80 million from me. $80 million. So, you just hear these stories and you think you can't make this stuff up. I'm not kidding you. I've seen it all from, fighting over medications to fighting over living situations to fighting over, everything. So hopefully this fighting can stop. It's not healthy. It was written about today in the USA Today paper, and I thought, they were very mild about talking about it, and I'm being a little more blunt, but I just need to tell you, try your best in your own situation to make this a better time for your family, to just really plan ahead, and hopefully you can overcome some of these situations. One clarifying point I want to make too is that I'm not a lawyer. Got plenty of them in my family. However, I'm not, and I want everyone to know you need to speak with your attorney early on, and get an attorney you really trust that is going to be an advocate for you. That if you don't trust your children, or you don't have anyone, you don't have any children, you may want a fiduciary he may know of, or she or he may know of really great professionals to help you. So it's really critical to pick the right estate planning attorney that's going to advocate for you. And when it comes to capacity, again, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge, I don't know what California law is, I don't know what the laws are, but I do know that when they show up and someone scores a 5 out of 30 on the mini mental, and they're changing the trust here, and this person's living in memory care, and you see these exorbitant things being changed, you just think to yourself, is that ethical? And we all have to question that. So hopefully, as older adults and as family members, we really work together for the best and the good of all. However, sometimes people's intentions aren't ethical. So finding that right attorney is really critical. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Jacqueline DuPont, a gerontologist in California who really loves older adults and appreciates you tuning in.